The root cause of our suffering is what our belief that we are separate from the energy of all that is. Disconnected, we are living a disconnected life, believing we're this object, believing we're this computer, trying to make it in this thing called linear time, past, present, future, trying to make it, push, shove, fight. The only way to make it through linear time is to go faster so you can get more shit done, hopefully before this thing ends, called death. So we try and do more, try and achieve more, try and make more happen. We try and push, shove, cheat, fight. And you don't have to. Because when you connect, when you go beyond the limitations of the physical into the infinite, which is what we are, all of time and space is one. Ever notice that 5 minutes never feels the same? One day it's really fast, next day it's really slow. How many of you have experienced that? What the fuck is going on there? If this object that we created to measure time is so precise and time is actually really linear, how come 5 minutes one day feels really short, another day 5 minutes feels really long? Because time is made up. Our perception of time is created by human beings. There's a history behind it. Right? What is it, industrial age or something? It came from around that time, and the trains needed to be at a station at a certain time so they could pick up the goods and all that kind of stuff, right? Maybe it goes back a little bit earlier than that. So we started to create these things to measure time. Even time is made up. Animals don't have a sense, you don't look at the clock and go, oh, fucking hell, 1 o'clock, better get back to the nest. She's gonna be pissed off, man. Quick. No. They're just like oblivious. There's now, and then there's now, and then there's now, and then there's now. I mean, talk about animals. I mean, if you look at 2 ducks in a pond, you ever seen that? 2 ducks in a pond. Or you know, those wonderful, beautifully elegant looking things like swans. Have you seen swans? Have you seen swans and ducks? Swans and ducks. Swans look really elegant, right? With all of the feathers and everything, swimming, right? We're here actually, a secret location here, we're just by a canal, and the first time I told this story, it just came out because there was a swan going past, and I was like, there's a fucking swan swimming past, and the other side we're in a canal. You know, this screen here is blocking out the behind there, there's a window, and then behind, after the window is the canal, and the canal there's these swans that sometimes swim past. So I had this story about swans. I'll tell you the story. Like, you ever notice swans and ducks, or you know, maybe in a pond, they're really territorial. We look at them and think, oh, they're so pretty. But if you look at a swan, they're nasty motherfuckers, right? They're very territorial. If a duck comes nearby, have you ever noticed what the swan does? Get the fuck out of here. You seen that? It doesn't kick them, but they're like, start pecking them, fighting, get out of here. Have you seen that? Have you seen that? Animals, like, it's very natural. Or like 2 ducks, right? They get all fucking pissed off. What do? They like go at each other for a little while. And then what does the duck do? They both go, nothing happened. What are you talking about? Just swimming past. Everything's cool. Have you seen that? How many of you have seen that? Right? You see the swan, it's like, oh, peaceful and safe. Suddenly he sees a duck, he's all fucking territorial, starts fighting and kicking the ass of the duck. And then they both have a little thing, and then what do? They like flap their wings, they get that energy out of them. And then you turn up in that moment and think, so peaceful. So peaceful. These humans are horrible, but look at these swans. They're so fucking peaceful. You don't see a duck, your horses, all animals, right? You don't see a duck, right? Turn up to the pond, had a little altercation, and then go, fuck you. And then remembers it, right? It remembers it. And he goes off to the other side of the pond going, fuck you. I'm remembering this. You did this 5 minutes ago. And then, you know, comes back next day, he goes, oh, you. Fucking swan, I remember you. And then a week later, you again. And then a month later, even the swan's gone somewhere else, a year later, 10 fucking years later, the duck is not like, fucking swan. I remember that day. That was the day that I felt not good enough. Because I wasn't as big as this one. And that motherfucker that day, fuck swans, man. Especially that one. And then they got all traumatized. And they need to get, antidepressants. Fucking swans, mate. They on the therapist chair, what's going on? Oh, you wouldn't believe it. 20 years ago, I was in the pond. Fucking swan came past, I tell ya. Fuckers. You won't believe it. I was just swimming past. This bastard got all territorial. Started kicking my ass, mate. I was too small. I couldn't fight back. Fucked me up from that moment. Don't worry. Here, just numb it out. Here, you just take this shit. Just, and just keep taking it forever. Don't worry. Fuck it. Don't feel. How many ducks and swans do you see traumatized? Yep, it's all good. And then we turn up and go, oh my God, so peaceful. Because they are. Because they don't hang on to shit. You don't see a dog coming to you going, fuck, man. 2 years ago, which is basically 14 years in dog years, I had this cat turn up. Let me tell you, no, they don't give a shit. They're just in the present moment. There is no identification. So they don't suffer. Well, there's different kinds of suffering, right? There's like survival, the survival instinct. But there isn't a story that they're running. We run a story. We live in our minds. We do time in our heads. We stay stuck in time. So therefore we suffer. Yeah, but even when animals get traumatized by humans, they can still shake things out. They're still amazingly resilient. It's only us human beings that hang on to shit. That fucking human. Right? So I just wanted to, I don't know, it just came in the moment. So there we go. Story. But we relive. So, it happens on all levels. Our body also tells the story of our life because we are holding on to it. We hang on to it. And it shows up in body postures, tension patterns, breathing patterns, how we move through the day. We hold our story in our body. We hold it in our emotions. Where we get stuck in time. That's why we're suffering. It's with this identification. It's not that thought or thinking is the problem, it's our identification with thought and thinking. It's our ability to choose beliefs, and the moment we believe it, it becomes true. That's how powerful we are. So we're this infinite, right, infinitely powerful being, but we choose one or a few possibilities and we relive it over and over and over again for a whole lifetime. What a waste of a lifetime, don't you think? I hope you enjoyed that. Remember to leave me a comment below or any questions you may have about the topic covered. And if you haven't done so yet, hit subscribe and the bell icon so you'll be the first to know when I upload my next video. Also, if you know someone who may benefit from this video, please hit share and share it with them. Lastly, I commend you for your commitment to growth and personal transformation. Here's to your epic awakened life. See you in my next video.